Connie and I and our two daughters, Carrie and Kathy, returned to the United States in February of 1981. It just had not worked out, and I was basically shafted by the guys that I work with. My boss came to the rescue, and we came home. He was very generous to us. I received salary for the next 4 months without even working. I had a lot of money through a currency exchange supplement and some vacation time, to where we were able to rent a place in Van Nuys, California, and were kind of re-eldered by Pastor Jack at the church on the way. And I was teaching some classes at the Bible college that we graduated from in 1971, and Connie was taking some classes and doing other things. And so that's how that year proceeded, starting in February of that year. Now, when I got into that teaching, it was in the second semester, so it'd be like the first part of 1982. I was teaching a class on New Testament theology. Now, excuse me. By the way, I have allergies going on here, and I'm doing my best. I've taken a cough drop, drinking water. I'm going to get some hot tea in a bit. Anyway, so pardon the coughing, but I'm not sick. No COVID, nothing like that. I'm just, yeah. So anyway, sorry about that. So where was I? Yeah. The spring, anyway, in the early 1982, I was teaching a class on New Testament theology. Now, they had been using a book by George Eldon Ladd, Theology of the New Testament, which is a book that I used. I actually had a class from Dr. Ladd at Fuller, and they had like 9 students who were caught where they were stopping to use that book. And fair enough, it really was a seminary level book. But they're stopping to use that. I think they were canceling the course altogether. Anyway, there were 9 students who they were sort of owed that class. And so I had 4 students in day school and 5 in night school. Might have been the other way around. Anyway, I had 9 students. So one morning I in fact, it was the first day I started the class in January of '82, and we had everybody was there except for one person, and his name was 0'BRIEN. So I asked him, but he knew. No, he usually is here. So okay, so he shows up. He's been a student here for a while. So anyway, 0'BRIEN, Mike finally came in, and he wasn't that late, like, I don't know, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, something like that. I'd taken the role, was kind of introducing myself, that kind of thing. And he came in and he sat down, opened his briefcase, pulled out his book and his Bible, and had a cup of coffee with him. Now, I'd been in that Bible college, and that coffee was not good, but it was coffee. And it was on the 5th floor. There was this little refectory thing, and you get coffee and whatever from a machine. And so he obviously, instead of coming straight to class, had gone up and got himself a cup of coffee. So I asked, "So are you 0'BRIEN?" He goes, "Yes, I am." I said, "Well, okay." I said, "Mike, I want to ask you a question. What makes you think that you can walk into my class late like this with a cup of coffee?" And he started, and I said, "Without bringing one for me." And he said, "I'll be right back." So he went upstairs, got me a cup of coffee. We had a really good class. And he came up to me afterwards and he said, "Wow." I said, "What was that?" So actually what that was a kind of a bonding moment. And Mike has been my friend, my good friend, my best friend from that time forward. And we were going to have an interesting relationship, as you'll see in future videos. But in any event, that's how we met. Found out a little about him. He was married and has 3 kids. Maybe only 2 at the time. Anyway, he was pioneering a church in a neighboring community, northeast Los Angeles, called Highland Park. They were renting this hall, the Ebell Hall, and he basically had pioneered this church, started from scratch, had a couple of people with him, and they were actually doing a bilingual ministry. His wife was from Mexican descent. She and Lori speaks Spanish, Mike a little bit. He also had another couple, Alvaro and Zorena Mora, who were Spanish speaking, and so there were others, but basically they were ministering in both those languages. And by the time that I met him, been pastoring, I don't know, like I think something like 3 years, and then they had about maybe 80 or 90, 100 people. So that's how we met. And he was also working for an insurance company, so the guy had a full plate, and here I am messing with him over a cup of coffee. However, I did get my coffee and on subsequent classes as well. So it turned out pretty good every way around.